Okay. Hi, my name is Andrew Mangot. Thank you very much for accepting to do this interview with me. And
Absolutely.
okay, and I would like to uh, tell you exactly what this interview is all about. It's actually an interview a research that I'm conducting on graduate students who is actually a worker. How do you manage your life as a worker and a student? And what are some of the supporting systems and motivational system that keeps you going?
Okay.
So basically, that's what my research is on, and I would like to let you understand that this um, interview that I'm doing with you is going to be confidential, and you are going to remain anonymous.
Okay.
And as you can see, I would like to tape this interview. Do I have your permission to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so I will move on now to the very first question I have for today. So, what actually made you to decide to go back to doing a doctoral program, given that you are a professional worker already?
I wanted to be able to contribute more. Um, my undergraduate degree is in English education, um, but I've never been in an English classroom. I moved directly into special ed, got my graduate degree in special education because as I was teaching down in St. Paul, Minnesota, on the west side in a predominantly African American community, um, I saw a huge disparagement in the types of services that students received at that school. Week 2 of my student teaching, I called my advisor up and said, I need to go back and get a graduate degree. Um, and I wanted to be in special education. Can we make it happen? So as I was student teaching, I went through the admission process for graduate school. And after that, I was immediately offered a job in Fargo Public Schools, um, running a day program. It's a pull-out program for students that have been removed from their educational setting. And what I found over the 10 years that I was there was that there was a high percentage of minority students um, that, according to their home school, displayed problematic behaviors. Um, and so I've been working with data for the last decade um, on the impetus behind why students are removed from their home school setting, and have noted that there seems to be a discipline disparagement. And the rationale then, at this point in my life and career, um, I made the decision to come back and get a PhD in education. I started out in educational leadership and foundations, but ultimately my best fit and where I feel my voice can best be supported is through educational foundations and research, and that's why I chose to come back, is to give voice um, to marginalized populations and the stories that they have to share about their experiences.
So, one of the ways you think you can give a voice to marginalized people is to carry out research studies that can reveal some useful information.
Absolutely, Andrew. I think that everyone has a story, and there's a story behind everything and everyone. Oftentimes, I believe in this culture, what's most researched and what's most talked about comes from a Caucasian perspective with a Caucasian agenda. And very rarely do we allow a stage for African American men or African American women or American Indian populations. And it's not just an ethnic thing, it's also gender preference, the gay and lesbian community. It's also a religious motivation. If you're not white, Anglo, Saxon, and Protestant, um, your voice is rarely heard. And so I identify strongly with the fact that all people have a story and all people deserve a voice.
Thank you very much. Well, I would also want to find out given your two roles, have you found yourself doing more of your schoolwork or your professional work? If so, how do you do to balance out the two?
I think balance is the key there, Andrew. And it is a difficult balancing act, if you will. I'm a teacher. I'm a full-time worker. In addition to that, I'm also a partner and a father, and a spiritual man and a student. And to find balance, it's very delicate at times.
Wow.
There are a lot of times where what is called for is more time on the research. There are times where I feel spiritually empty and need to focus in on my meditative practice in the morning or in the evenings. I'm also a dad and an uncle and a brother, and unfortunately what I have found since returning to school, that generally speaking, it's the familial commitments that get decreased in order to maintain the workload and then the academic responsibilities. Also, I have a fantastic support system, knowing that the pursuit of extended education is a temporary. Family is forever, and my family knows and understands that, and are very supportive of that when a holiday comes up, or when an opportunity to do something as a family, and I have to bow out. They are understanding of it.
Okay.
It's not that they don't feel that and that we share that emotion, but they are very understanding.
Okay, I hear you mention about your family support and their understanding. Is there anything else your family do to help you carry out these two uh, basic roles in your daily activities?
My partner lives in Minneapolis and I live in Fargo.
Okay.
And so how it has worked since beginning school is a lot of weekend travel, every weekend travel actually, and holidays and summers. Um, and one neat thing that my son and I do is um, we have hours of study during the day. Because I think that it's important that I model that behavior as well. And so while I'm reading, it's expected that he's reading.
Okay.
Now, sometimes it works really well, but sometimes I have to put the book down and give my son the attention that he deserves and needs. And so study time in that instance may have to occur after 9 p.m. when he's in bed.
Okay.
Um, and so there again, it's about balance, and it's about supporting one another.
Okay, so you and your son kind of go hand in hand, and
Absolutely.
okay, I understood. Okay, in the way you describe it, it looks like you have a very busy schedule, and your days are packed up with lots of activities. Now, is there any time you found yourself in which all this work and school activities crossing each other, and how do you resolve it if you find it in that situation?
I learned a long time ago, because I pride myself in always being in a state of learning and reading, um, that there came a point where my day just couldn't get any longer. However, it could start earlier. And so what I did a few years ago was began a conditioning process where every third or fourth day I would move my alarm clock back 3 minutes.
Wow.
And so now I choose to get up at 5:01 every morning to start my day. And that from 5 to 6:15 is my personal time. It's my prayer time. It's when I meditate. It's when I reflect on the day prior and really kind of gear myself towards today. And so that's my personal time. And then from 6:30, I choose to go into work early. And I have a set of things that I like to do. I send out a daily quote every morning to my coworkers. And it allows me at that point to get out of myself,
Okay.
allows me to get out of what I've got going on personally or academically and really focus on being of service to other people. So that's how my day starts. Um, and I choose to greet all students as they come into the building every morning, rain or shine. Again, it's separating myself and being helpful to other people. And the less time it's been my experience, the less time I focus on me and my problems and my needs, the better my day goes.
Oh,
Um, so there I find a lot of peace and solitude in the fact that I can be helpful to other people.
oh, I see. Okay. Now, a part of your family support and your son, your wife. So, what are some of the things that keeps you going on a daily basis? Manage, keeping on with your student life and your work life, because it's it's from your description is as a very heavy task.
Um, I always have something to look forward to. For instance, with the conclusion of summer and back into teaching full-time, being a full-time partner and now a full-time student, I like to have things to look forward to. For example, my partner's son and I, we go to Florida in the winter times, spend a week together in the sunshine.
Vacation.
So I look forward to that every summer. My brothers, their family, and me and my family, we spend a week together at a campground somewhere, Fall Lake, Minnesota, up by Ely, the North Shore. Next year we're going up to the tip of Wisconsin and into Michigan, Door County. So having something to look forward to, for me, it helps keep things in perspective that whatever stress that I'm experiencing, whatever struggle that I'm going through is one small moment in the bigger picture. And I also believe that I need these struggles, that I need these stresses in my life so that I can better appreciate its opposite. Um, when things are relaxed and calm, I know how to better enjoy that because I've experienced long nights of struggle and study or whatnot. And it's all, not all, I think a lot of it has to do with how we choose to perceive things.
Oh, good. Okay. Is there anything you would like to add that I didn't ask about?
I think that it's important for everyone choosing, to extend their education and to achieve that terminal degree, whatever it is, that you keep the goal in mind, that you know and remember that there is an end to it. It's a process, and that there is a defining point. I know that myself, there have been semesters where I have been overloaded with the fact that, oh my gosh, I've got all of this to do, and I can't go see my son play piano at a recital. And it's easy to get caught up in that one moment. So we need to know that it's going to take X amount of time of our life, and looking at the broader, bigger picture, that it's really just a small point. And to stay focused and to stay positive about the experience, because this is a choice that we have made. And so I think that's important to remember.
That's important. That's really important. Okay. Do you have any question for me at this point?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, the information you provided to me is very, very valuable. And I want to assure you that this information is going to remain confidential. And I am going to upload it on YouTube. And it will be there for about a year or two. Then when I finish transcribing the information, we are going to I'm gonna put the information into my research project, and the ones that I have on YouTube will be taken down or deleted after name. Your name will be taken out of it, and the video will remain up, but your name will be deleted from it. So I am very grateful that you took the time to talk with me. I appreciate it a lot. And here is my contact information. Um, should you have any information to add to what we have today or what you just we just discussed today, I'll be very happy to get that. I'm going to proceed to other students to interview them to get their perspective on the same topic, and I'll be very very happy to hear from you if you have any information. And thank you very much one more time.
Absolutely. Thank you.